So lying on your back, hi Rufus. You're just gonna draw one knee up into your chest and pull it in, extend the right leg long. And then start to make just little circles with that knee. And I thought a little bit about tonight's class and also having a little bit of a theme, something to rest your mind upon as well. Reverse the circles of your knee. So one thing I wanted to throw out there, especially around the holidays, is expectation versus living in the moment. Right? Pause the circle of your knee and then just gently guide that knee open to the side. So you're almost in like a tree pose, but don't let the foot come down. Instead, just pull it out to the side and then place the hand opposite from the knee on the pelvis so it stays rooted down. So you get a little gentle hip opening. Oh, hi, Rufus. And so I think a lot of times around the holidays or anything that we anticipate, at least for me, I can get really dragged out of the present moment and have this idea in my mind as to what I want it to be, or what I expect it to be, or I expect it to look like. Much like perfection. Perfection in the American, I think, English language is more about look versus feel. Right, slowly bring your knee back in. Now you're going to extend that leg up. Support behind the knee, either at the hamstring, or if you can get your arms up behind the knee, then just gently point and flex and roll around that ankle. And I think it's Pema Chodron that says we need to stop, or maybe actually I think this one is a Joseph Campbell. We need to stop living the life that we expect and start living the life in front of you. And slowly release any movement in your ankle. Bend your knee, give it one more squeeze, and then release it long. Bring the other knee in, give it a gentle squeeze. And again, start making gentle movements, rolling around that femur in your hip socket. And so I think too, since there's so many Hallmark movies, or fun movies, and Love Actually is a great movie, in my opinion. And it tells us about, the Christmas, how Christmas should feel, or the holidays, or what love should feel like, or a relationship. Reverse the circle. And so we get this idea, this image built up in our mind. And I think there's a lot of disappointment that can come along with your reality not living up to expectation. And then same hand as the knee that's lifted, draw it in and then out to the side. Your foot, your shin will stay elevated. Take the opposite hand and let it press down on the hip of the extended leg, the front of that hip. So you keep it anchored down to the ground. And it's a really gentle hip opening to start. Just lie here on your back, letting your eyes close. Breathe in and out through your nose. Maybe as you lie here in stillness in this pose, letting gravity let your legs start to open. maybe recognize if there have been any expectations that you've put on yourself or on what you expect of your holiday experience. Woo! Almond stuck in my throat. Woo! This is wrong. Whew. Okay. I'm back. All right, slowly guide that knee back in. Extend your foot up towards the ceiling. So both hips are equally anchored on the ground. And then interlace your hands either in your hamstring, maybe behind your knee. So you're gently opening up the back of your leg and then start to roll. If you want to get more into your calf vein, then you can maybe try flexing and extending your foot more versus rolling. I think for us in Colorado, there's always this expectation of Christmas is going to be white or cold. Sometimes it's not. Versus circles on your ankles. I think that getting really caught up in expectation or how something should look can lead to a lot of disappointment. Sometimes joy, but rarely do our experience lead up to what our mind mounts up in front of us. Pause. Slowly bend your knee, bring it back in, give it a gentle squeeze. And then place that foot down on the ground and bring your other leg and place that foot down on the ground. Extend your arms long, reach down, grab the edges of your mat, press your feet down and slowly lift your hips up, coming into a bridge pose. Draw your knees towards each other. Roll on to the upper part of your back, the ridge of your shoulder blades. See if you can relax your glutes. Press down a little bit more through your big toe mounds. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, slowly come down. Let your knees drop down to one side. Slowly press yourself up. Oh, welcome. Yeah, some more people joining us tonight. Nice. Welcome to my living room. All right. So we're going to come into Agni Stambhasana. Starting to get into the hips. So you're going to bring your left leg across, shin flex, or shin parallel with the front of your mat, foot flex, and then opposite leg over top. Flex both of your feet so that your legs stack like the logs on a fire. And your legs might be pretty high up, knees pretty far away from the ground. Might be close, and if this is too much, then take a figure 4 with your left leg, foot mounted down onto the ground, ankle just above your knee. And your hands will be behind you. Otherwise, if you're taking the seated version, make sure that both glutes are pressing down onto the floor. Flex your feet back, pull your fingertips in, press your finger pads down and sit up nice and tall so that you're using your arms like stilts or scaffolding to support a lengthening in your spine. Keeping your feet flexed, legs stacked like logs on a fire. I think we can start to play with a little bit of expectation versus acceptance and being where you are in the present moment right here in this pose. So I remember the first time I took the yoga class where this pose was offered and doing a lot of biking other kinds of activities before I really got into yoga, running, I was like, you want my legs to do what? And they were so far from being stacked, like really up there. And so over, I don't even know, 15 years of practice, they've slowly come down. They still don't totally stack, but it feels amazing still. Amazing, slightly excruciating on the outside of your hips, my hips. So can you accept where you are? Because it doesn't really matter what it looks like, right? It doesn't matter how far your knee goes down, but instead, can you experience the sensation of opening that you get in this pose on the outside of your hips? If you'd like to take it deeper, leading with your chest, come down into a fold. So your chest comes down towards your shin, keeping a very straight spine to start. And as you make this fold, you can walk your hands out in front of you. Or what I kind of like to do to add a little bit of extra weight or pressure is bring my elbows down, one to the inside of my knee, one to the inside of my ankle, and then rest my eye sockets on my thumbs. So it starts to make just the gravity a little bit deeper with the pressure of your hands, forcing you deeper into the pose. Again, see if you can close your eyes, feel the sensation, let go of the expectation. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Again, inhale and exhale. Last time, deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly come back up on an inhale, and then the bottom leg, so the left leg, you're going to take that hand, and my mom and I did this actually at the cabin, so we're going to do some of this work, stretching into our neck. So the bottom leg, you're going to take your hand, place it palm down, so you're sitting on the top of your palm. Fingers are going to go in towards your tailbone. All right, so press down through that bottom hip, press your hand down, and then you're going to let your head start to drop ear towards your shoulder away from that rounded hand. So walk your right hand out, fingertips down on the mat. Let your ear and your shoulders start to get a little bit closer. Press down through your palm to really feel an elongation now on the side of your neck. Now, if you want to deepen that sensation with your right arm, you can reach up, capture maybe your earlobe, and just let your hand rest on your head. Get a really deep stretch in your neck. You can let your chin drop a little bit closer to your chest, or maybe chin rise just a little bit to feel where you need the stretch in your neck. Again, keep breathing in and out through your nose. Trying to keep an even pace. Inhale to exhale. And if your hand is lifted, let it slip away. Everybody, bring your fingertips to the side of your head that is dropped. And then with your fingertips, slowly bring your head back up to sit over your spine. Lift that bottom hip, remove your arm. Ooh, maybe shake out your fingers. We're applying a lot of pressure there. And then we're going to switch legs. So just straighten them both out. Got a doggy in my way. He apparently wants to cuddle tonight. And you're going to bring right foot on the bottom. All right, foot flexed, left foot on top. So again, you can take the foot planted variation. If you're doing that when you fold, you just reach your chest in, and you can do the same thing when you ground your hand into your pelvis. All right, so making sure that you're setting yourself up so that you're getting the fullest experience of this in your hips. So one thing I noticed with a lot of students, especially when I'm in person, it hasn't been in so long, is that your heel might be a little bit too close to that pelvis. Try and do your best to keep it out so that your shins really do stack. You want the outside bony edge of your ankle on the inside of your knee. And if you were to slide a piece of paper down your flexed top foot, it would glide off this side. Scoot both of your glutes back so you can feel yourself rooting down into the mat. Sit up nice and tall, finger pads down so that your arms are a little extra long so that you can start to press down, and you will feel your pelvis start to tip just a little bit forward. Open your chest. Use your arms to support a length in your spine. And then notice how you can breathe in and out without obstruction here. So we have lots of room in our torso. As you breathe in, noticing where you feel that sensation. And as you breathe out, letting go of expectation. Just feeling the pose where you are tonight in your body. Letting it be a lingering asana. So we're holding this for a little bit longer. So that as you sit here and you focus on your breath, it starts to develop like a marinade. Soaking up all of that juicy flavor, even starting to shift in the depth of the sensation and where you feel it in your hips. On your next exhale, begin your folds. And again, it could just be a slight hinge forward. Do your best to keep your shoulders back so that as you fold, you're folding at the hips. It's not a rounding to get a deeper fold because you won't actually get deeper into the sensation by that, right? It might look like a fold, but it's not doing anything. So sit up nice and tall, keep your long spine and hinge. And nobody can see you, so you hinge as far as you can go tonight. And you don't judge yourself for how deep that is. You let go of the expectation and you indulge in the experience. Try to do the same thing with your hands as you did on the first side. So if you kept your fingertips grounded into the floor, do that. Or if you brought elbows up to weight down that top leg, maybe resting your eye sockets, you can do that. If you kept your hands behind you, that's a great option too. If you were in this figure four position with your foot down, hands can stay behind you and you hinge forward. You can also just gently reach down, press, pulling your chest closer to that lifted leg. What this looks like from the side. Taking a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale. Try and do that 2 more times. Pulling the breath down all the way to your hips, all the way to the point where you feel it on the outside of your hips. Exhale, feeling a weight, a heaviness back down in your hips. Inhale, letting it reach down to those points of sensation. And And then exhale, feel your hips get heavy. Release your hands down to the side if they're lifted, and slowly walk yourself back up. Now on your right side, or whatever leg you have on the bottom, finger, I know it's kind of hard to see my hand with this Christmas tree, but it's best. You're gonna slip your fingers in towards your tailbone and sit on the top of your hand. And then straighten that arm, press it down. Then start to drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Crawl your left arm out to the side. And then start to feel a little either chin tuck or lift to get into the part of your neck that is the tightest. And then once you get to a spot that feels, yeah, that's where I need that stretch, breathe there. Decide if you need to go a little bit deeper, reach that arm up around your ear and gently pull down. Or not really pull, but instead let the weight of your hand rest into the side of your head so that you feel a deepness. Press down through your arm again so you feel it across the top of your shoulder as well. Keep your feet flexed, hips heavy, grounding that hip point into the top of your arm, or palm rather. Another deep breath in. And out. Inhale. Exhale, let your arms slip down if it was lifted, and if it was planted, bend your elbow. Take your fingertips to your temple and slowly bring your head back up. Over your hips, remove your grounded hand, give it a little shake, and then wiggle all of your fingers. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and then exhale, bring your hands down, come forward into all fours, rolling over your knees, or if you need to, you can flip them out to the side. Come to all fours, and then just do a little roll, clockwise, or whichever way you just started going, in all fours. Because you need to move off of my book. Maybe you're practicing with family tonight, or your loved ones. All right, and then reverse the roll, opposite direction. All right, and then come to a neutral spine. Hips are over your knees, knees hip width distance apart. Look forward and start to walk your hands forward. For heart melting pose, Anahata Asana. You want your tailbone to be way up in the air. Arms as long as they'll go. Grip your fingers down into the mat. Then bring your forehead down. Elbow tips are lifted on either side. Stretch long. Start to melt your chest down. If you want to go deeper, then you'll lift your gaze up to your thumbs and lower chin, chest, and arms down at the same time. So that'll put a little bit more dramatic curve in your upper thoracic spine. Breathe in and out. And so heart melting pose. Imagine if you were doing this while standing. It's a very vulnerable position, exposing your heart. Same is true of letting go of your expectations. Allowing yourself to be present in the moment. Letting yourself be vulnerable. Take another deep breath in and out. Right. Slowly press into your hands, come up. Bring them back under your shoulders. Tuck your toes and lift up into a plank position. Rock slowly forward onto your tippy toes so that your shoulders go over your wrists, more over your fingertips, and then back. Press through your hands. See if you can keep a straight spine. but now stretching the back of the legs. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale, stack your heels over your toes, gaze down. Make sure that you have width distance between your feet, and then drop both feet over to the left side. So you're on the outside of your left foot, inside of your right foot. Come a little bit forward so your shoulders are over your wrists. Draw your navel up and in. Maybe you tap right hand to right wrist or right hip. Right hand to the wrist, that would be interesting. Bring the right hand back down, heels lift. Coming into plank. Exhale, heels over to the right. Now, if you'd like to, you can always bring a knee down on the side we're rocking to for a little bit more support, especially if it's too much on your wrists. Otherwise, try and keep your spine super long. Maybe lift up the left hand, tap left hand to left hip. Come back into center. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Feet hip width distance apart, or if your hips and hamstrings aren't quite open enough, you can walk your feet out a little bit wider. Bend your knees gently. Press your finger pads into the mat. Iron down that spot between pointer finger and thumb to crawl your hips up a little bit higher, and then relax your heels down. Relax the weight of your head down. Take an inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Do that 2 more times. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Walk your feet back, hip width distance apart. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, step to the front of your mat. It can be several steps to get there. Uttanasana, forward fold. Press your feet down, hip width distance apart. That's 2/5. Bend your knees so that your ribs rest on your thigh. Inhale, press into your shins, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Sweep your arms all the way up. Inhale, reach fingertips up, press down to your feet. And then exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Set your shoulder head slightly back. Find a balance here where you have strength from stacking your spine. Hips centered over your heels. Let your thumbs rest on your chest. Again, eyes closed. Expectation. What have you been expecting? It could also be something in anticipation of the new year. You keep looking forward, like, I'm going to do that in January. I'm going to do that then. Why not start now? Why not start your good habits now? Release your arms. Inhale, sweep them all the way up. Exhale, take a gentle fold. Inhale, pull your hands up your shins. Ardha Uttanasana, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands down and step your left leg back. Pull your chest and your right knee forward through your arm. And then lower your left knee down. Keep your toes tucked. Inhale, sweep both of your arms up. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Lift your gaze. Stretch through your fingers, draw your ribs in so your navel is engaged. Inhale. Exhale, plant both hands down. Flex your right toes up and bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Start to let that right knee drop out to the side. So I'll show you from a front view. So both hands are to the inside. This right arm and right shin are pretty close together. Flex those toes and then let it just drop out to the side as much as you can. As feels good. Really important to keep a flex in that knee or in that foot so that all the way up to the knee and around is supported and engaged and integrated, all the muscles. Again, let go of expectation and go to the depth that feels good for you right now. And that might be just the big toe gets up off the ground. Take another breath in. Maybe elbows bend a little bit. And then press through both hands, plant them down. Lift your back knee. Draw your right knee back into your right shoulder, pressing into your hands. Engage your core. See if you can step the right foot back to meet the left. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Press your feet down. Inhale. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana, elbow tips pulling in towards your ribs. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, activate your legs, press up and back, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forward by your left thumbs. Keep your right knee lifted. Draw your chest through. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower your right knee down. Reach both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Pull your pinkies forward, thumbs back. Imagine as though you're squeezing a beach ball. Activate in your arms as you reach up, and then keep your hips grounded. Firm foundation. One more inhale. Exhale, plant both hands down inside the left foot. A little bit different. We're going to go into runner's lunge. So for this runner's lunge, instead of letting your left leg drop out, keep it glued as though it was Velcro. Walk your hands forward to your shoulders. Maybe come down to your forearms, or just keep your hands a little bit forward of your toes. Gaze can come down. Eyes can close. I like to keep my back toes tucked in this position so that my knee cap doesn't get loose. No, I fell on a mountain bike right on this kneecap, so it's a little bit more sensitive now than my other one is. Keep drawing that left knee in towards your left shoulder. Breathe in and out. And then pull your hands back in under your shoulder. With your left foot, you're going to pivot on your heel so your toes come out. Heel stays where it is. Look forward and then step your right foot forward into Malasana. Yogi squat. Front of your mat. Elbows to the inside of your knees. Bring your palms together. Your heels can be lifted. Your yogi squat can be high in the hips, wherever you are tonight. We'll do a little chest opener. Bring your right arm to the inside of your right knee so you're pulling it back. Use your elbow on the opposite side to pull back. And then keep that where it is, pin it in space. Lift your left arm up. Look up to your thumb. Take an inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale, bring the left arm down. Scoop the left knee back. Plant the fingertips on the ground. Use your elbow on the right hand. Pull back that right knee. Do your best to keep moving it back as you extend your right arm up. Gaze up at those fingertips. Both knees wide. Inhale. Exhale. And breath in. And then out. Slowly bring that hand down. Bring both hands down in front of you. And then lift your hips high, pressing your knees towards straight. Pivot on your heels. Bring your toes back in. Inhale, lift up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, full. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Bring your fingertips together to touch. Exhale, thumbs down to heart center. Close your eyes. When you let go of the expectation of what your body should look like in these poses, are you able to enjoy or get deeper into the sensation? Another deep breath in and out. Do you feel stronger in this moment? Do you feel rooted? Do you feel flexible? So regardless of what I throw at you for this next movement, you can do it. Which is just the other side, so you know where we're going. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Step your right leg back. Draw your left knee forward and chest forward through your arm. Then lower your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Anjaneyasana. Lift your gaze maybe this time. Keeping an integration in your core. Again, thinking about your ribs pulling in towards midline. Stitching all the way down to your navel. I think about suturing my ribs in together, but opening my chest. Breath in, open your heart, be vulnerable. Exhale. And breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands down and then shift the left hand inside the left foot. Flex your left foot up. So you have a strong shin. You feel your shin working and turning on. Then start to dip the left knee out to the side. Do again what this looks like in the front. So it's nice to do both of these exercises because when your knee drops out to the side, you're like, oh, it would really feel good going in. And when you make you keep it in, you're like, I want to drop it out to the side. So we get a little bit of both. A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of the chocolate. It's a swirl. If you want to maybe bend your elbows, keeping that foot very flexed, going however deep feels good tonight in your hips. Another deep breath in and out. Inhale, slowly press up. Lift your right knee up. Press your palms down into the mat so you have a strong core, strong shoulders. Lift your left leg back and set it next to your right. Inhale. Exhale, slow as you can, lower down to your belly. Press the tops of your feet down. Inhale, cobra pose. And then exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Inhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Relax your neck. Exhale out. Press your fingers into the mat. Hike your hips a little bit higher. Inhale. Exhale, relax your heels. Keep your arms strong, wrapping in like a candy cane, and then out at your shoulders. Exhale. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, step your right foot forward by your right thumb. Lower your left knee down. Inhale, reach both of your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Draw your right knee forward. Lift your gaze. Make it a little bit bigger than when you were here the first time. Maybe look up to your fingers. Take a deep breath in. Drop your thumbs back behind you. Open your heart. Keep your core engaged, especially here when you're taking a little bit of a back bend, so that it's not a crunch or a compression at your low back, but instead a nice rounded out curve. One more deep breath in. Exhale, plant both of your hands down to the inside of your right foot. Keep your right inner knee glued to your shoulder. Runner's lunge. Start to walk your hands forward. Once you feel long, without compromising that knee, keeping it pulling in, maybe bend your elbows slightly, maybe enough so that your forearms come all the way down to the mat. Breathe in and out. Drop your gaze down to the mat. Let your eyelids get heavy. Breathe in and out. Keep pulling your knee in towards your shoulder. Notice where you feel the sensation of the pose. Let this pose and let this class be a conditioning for you and your body. Not about what it looks like, not about where you expected yourself to be. Can you drop into the sensation and make small adjustments so that you feel the fullest extent of the pose tonight? Slowly press into your hands and walk them back under your shoulders. Alright, so now we're going to go into that Malasana again. So you're going to keep your right heel where it is, pivot, and point your right toes out. Tuck your left toes under, make a bend in that back leg, and then step forward, Malasana. Both toes out, heels in, rock back into the heel. Bring your elbows to the inside of your knees, open your chest. Alright, so this is the more traditional Malasana. We're going to try to walk our feet in closer together. So you're not pushing your elbows into your knees so much anymore. Instead, squat down. See if you can get your triceps inside of your knees. Get small, round in your back. Heels are probably lifted off of the mat. Maybe reach both arms around, letting your fingertips touch or grasp each other behind your heels. And if they don't grasp, you can grab your heels or just let your palms face up on the side. Almost like you're giving yourself a reverse hug. Let your chin drop down, gazes down at the mat. Let yourself be small. Find balance here. Take an inhale. Feel the space at the back of your heart expand. Your shoulders pull away from your spine. Exhale. Can you drop your heels down a little bit more towards the mat? One more inhale. Exhale. Let your hands break if they were connected and slowly come back forward. Press through your feet. Straighten out your feet so they're parallel. Inhale, pull your shins up halfway. Pull your hands up your shins rather halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. All right, after that big opening in your back, can you re-straighten your spine? Find the structure, the stacking of your bones. the integration of your muscles, so that as you stand here, maybe close your eyes. You can make those small adjustments to keep yourself standing. Breathe into your nose and exhale through your nose. And inhale. Exhale, drop your hands down. Sweep them wide and up. Fingertips touch, Urdhva Hastasana overhead, and then exhale, fold. Step left foot, right foot back. Inhale, planks. Exhale, drop both heels to the left. Again, you can take that modification, left knee down. Spread your left palm so it's a good foundation. Maybe pull right hand up to right hip. Maybe lift your right arm up, press your right hip up towards the ceiling. Stretch your right arm overhead and back down. Heels lift. Breathe in. Exhale, both heels to the right. Again, you can drop the right knee down to the mat or keep it strong and lifted. Left hand to left hip. Reach your fingertips up. Stretch overhead, pressing your left hip up towards the ceiling, and then exhale down. Inhale, bend your knees, exhale. So they hover right above the mat. Press your hips up and back, down dog. All right, now we're gonna do something in our down dog that might feel a little bit funky with our legs. You're just gonna have to trust me on this one. Be a little bit curious. Know that it feels weird for everyone, I think. So you're gonna bring your left leg up. Rotate your heel so that the inside of your foot is down towards the mat, and then come into a tree pose. Woo! And for this pose, it's okay if the foot comes to the inside of the knee, the inside of the calf, or the inside of the ankle, because you're not weight bearing your whole body on that standing leg. Inhale, rock forward. Try and keep that left hip or knee, inner knee away from the ground. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. So you're in like a half tree pose and down dog in the upper body. Then inhale forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. So that left knee is still out to the side. Inhale, cobra pose. Press the top of your right foot down. And then exhale down. Move your hands a little bit forward. Inhale, lift up again. And then exhale, slip your left hand through. Walk your left arm across. Keep your right arm planted down into the mat. And then see if you can get your ear down to the mat. Using your palm on the right side, press in. So you get a little bit of a stretch in your low back. And then press through the right arm. Unthread the left hand. And now go to the right side. Right arm underneath the left. Extend your right arm. Set your right ear down. Lift your left arm up. And then drop it open. So your knee is going to slide a little bit back. And it's like you're in a supine spinal twist. But starting on our belly in the prone position. Keep your chest open. You can inhale. Exhale. Imagine as though there was a weight, a sandbag in your left hand, pulling it down to the ground. Keep your left knee anchored here. Left shoulder, so it's like opposite sides of the body right now in the twist. Your left shoulder is probably elevated off the floor. Inhale, bring your left arm up, back around. Pull your right arm through. Tuck your toes. You can choose whether or not you want to straighten your legs or lift up with your foot still on the side. And then back, down dog. Lower your left leg down. Press both hands evenly into the mat. Take a breath in. And exhale out. Then inhale. And exhale. Inhale, right leg lift. Flex your foot. And then spin your toes out to the right side. So the inside of your foot is facing the floor. Bend your right knee out to the side like you're a dog, peeing out of the fire hydrant. Plant your foot to the inside of your left. And again, it can be the inside of the knee, calf, ankle. Inhale, rock forward into plank. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, back. Last time, inhale, forward into plank. Pull your right knee away from the floor. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Extend your left foot long. Inhale, cobra pose. And it's probably a smaller cobra than you're used to, especially with this knee out to the side. And exhale, lower down. All right. Walk your hands a little bit forward. Inhale, press up. So the awkward side first, you're going to take your right arm through. See if you can get your left ear down. Press, or your right ear down rather. Press your left hand into the mat. And it's just a pressure. It makes a very small movement. So it'll make a little bit of a shift in your IS joint, right at the base of your spine, right at your sacrum. Take a breath in. Exhale, release. Unthread the right arm, plant it down, and then take your left arm underneath your right. Walk it through, palm up, back of the hand presses down into the floor, and now rest the side of your head down. Inhale, right arm up. And then as you lift up, you're going to feel this knee start to hike up, slide across your mat. That's okay. Drop your arm back behind you. Keeping your left leg strong and straight. Open your chest, inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Another breath in. And out. Slowly bring your arm back up. Around, unwinding the twists. Plant both hands down on the mat. Tuck your back toes. Decide if you want to keep the Vrksasana tree pose in your legs. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. Release the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knees down wide. Bring your big toes together to touch. Press your hips back into a wide knee child's pose. We'll start with a very active child's pose. Grip your fingers down into the mat and then press them back so that your hips are actually getting pushed back. Relax your forehead down. Imagine as though there were 2 sandbags placed across your low back, draping down over both sides of your hips. Feel the weight of those sandbags draw your pelvis a little bit closer down towards your heels. Inhale. And exhale. Notice the weight of your head on that spot right behind the middle of your forehead. The gentle pressure that increases the more you let go, the more you let gravity overcome the weight of your head, the more that your muscles release. Start to release the grip of the hands, feeling your forearms relax down onto the mat. Slowly bring your fingertips together overhead. Bend your elbows and let your thumbs drop back to rest behind your head on the back of your neck. As you breathe in and out through your nose, let your body surrender into this pose. Try and let go in your legs and your hips. Just feeling that gentle pressure from finger pad to opposite finger pad. Either stay here in child's pose for Shavasana, or you can extend your arms out and slither onto your belly, letting your forehead rest on the back of your hands. You can also extend your arms palm face up. Feeling your heart melt down to the mat. Feeling your toes and your fingers relax. And your body being supported underneath you by the floor, the earth. Letting your breath return to a more natural cadence. If you're sprawled out in a prone position, bring your hands back under your shoulders. Gently press yourself back to child's pose again. And if you're in child's pose, gently lift your forehead up and slowly press back up to a wide leg, all fours. Draw your knees back under your hips. Swing your legs out to one side and come to a comfortable seat. Bring your arms together to heart center. May your weekend ahead and New Year's bring joy and happiness. And may you be open to the experience, whatever that may be. Slowly draw your thumbs to third eye center. Be curious. Follow your bliss. Namaste.